This is the weekend edition of iFIBER One News, where we present some of the top stories from this week and your weekend weather forecast. I'm Bethany Jenks. Stay tuned for the weekend edition of iFIBER One News.
From the iFIBER One HD studio here in the heart of the Columbia Basin, this is iFIBER One News, your number one source for local news, sports headlines, and our very own Weather Center forecast covering the entire Columbia Basin. This is iFIBER One News, and it starts now.
One of our top stories this week was about the annual fundraiser supporting the athletic department at the Moses Lake Christian Academy. Reporter Joe Utter has the story.
More than 700 people showed their support for the Moses Lake Christian Academy Athletic Department at the Academy's annual fundraiser on Saturday. The Moses Lake Christian Academy all-you-can-eat crab and prime rib feed was held on Saturday night at the Grant County Fairgrounds. And with about 700 pounds of prime rib and 1,200 pounds of fresh crab, there was plenty to eat. Moses Lake Christian Academy Director Stephanie Voigt explains how the annual dinner helps support the school's athletic program.
And the money raised by this event actually goes to fund all of our athletics program for both our middle school and high school. It really goes to fund what we need. Just to run our athletics program is about $80,000 a year. And so families pay tuition already for their students to go to our school, and then it's just so they don't have to pay that extra money.
The event also included a raffle and some big ticket items for a live auction.
You know, we have the all-you-can-eat crab and prime rib feed, and then on top of that, we also have a raffle and then an auction. The auction is just 10 items, so it's a fairly small auction, but there's incredible things like a villa in Tuscany and a Seattle, or a Sounders package and a Seahawks package, and just some great things.
And the student athletes were busy before and during the event, helping get the room set up for the sold-out fundraiser and filling in as servers for their guests. Voigt said the event allows students to give back as people support them.
You know, serving others is something that's really big about Moses Lake Christian Academy, and so this event, all the money goes to our athletes, so our athletes are giving back to the community by serving them at their tables.
Voigt said the support from the community for the Christian Academy has been overwhelming. The annual crab and prime rib feed has more than doubled in size since the event began more than 8 years ago.
You know what? It's overwhelming and humbling absolutely every year. Like I said, this is our 8th year doing this, and we started out with about 300 people coming, and now we're up to over 700 people coming. And when you look at the people that come, the majority are companies and businesses within the Moses Lake area that are supporting our school.
The Moses Lake Christian Academy was founded in 1976 and is the largest private school in Grant County. To learn more about the Christian Academy or to help support the Academy, people can call 509-765-9704 or go online to mlca.us. This is Joe Utter for iFIBER One News.
On Saturday, people can help support Moses Lake High School automotive students at their 32nd annual car show at Big Bend Community College. Reporter Joe Utter has the details.
Get an up-close look at classic cars and hot rods at the annual Moses Lake High School Skills USA Car Show on Saturday. The 32nd annual car show takes place at Big Bend Community College's 3300 building from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Admission is just $3, and kids 6 years old and younger get in free. Last year, about 60 cars were on display, many coming from the Grant County area and across the Northwest. People wanting to register their car for the show can do so on Friday from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. or Saturday from 8:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. prior to the show. Proceeds from the event go towards support of Moses Lake Automotive Technology students attending the Skills USA Leadership Conference beginning at the end of March in Tacoma. Students compete by working on small engines, taking tests, and identifying tools among other activities. For more information, contact Rich Archer at 793-2257 or John Heflin at 793-2259. This is Joe Utter for iFIBER One News.
And now we take a look at people being sought by law enforcement.
This is Sheriff Tom Jones with the Grant County Sheriff's Office. Each of the people you see here have a warrant for their arrest. If you see any of these people, we ask you do not attempt to detain or apprehend them, but call us at 509-762-1160 or send us an email at primetips@co.grant.wa.us. If the person is presenting a danger, call 911. With your help, we can bring these people to justice and make our community safer.
We will be right back after this.
Here comes Obamacare, the biggest change in the tax code in 20 years. I'm ABC's Richard Davies with today's tax tip. This year's tax season marks the first time you'll be asked for information regarding your health insurance. Eric Smith of the IRS says for most people, this will be a non-issue.
For more than 3 out of 4 taxpayers, the change will involve just simply checking a box on your return.
That box indicates that you had health coverage and most likely through your employer. Others who bought government-backed health care and received a tax credit to help them pay for it will have to account for whether they calculated correctly. Kathy Pickering of H&R Block says there'll either be a payment or a refund.
When they come in to file their taxes, now they're reconciling how they estimated their income to what their actual income is.
The IRS says if you're low income and not required to file a tax return, you don't have to buy health coverage. But for those who could afford it and chose not to, they'll get a fine. With today's tax tip, Richard Davies, ABC News.
Now for your iFIBER 1 News Weather Center forecast.
Hi everyone, this weather segment brought to you by Barry Motors. One great place to buy and service a car. I'm meteorologist Mike Sines here with you, and we start off with our weather headlines. We are going to see a frontal system make its way in here. Clouds are going to build in to start the weekend, and I'll also have your Easter forecast. Happy Easter to all of our viewers. I'll have your detailed forecast coming up at the end of our segment. As we take a look at our almanac for us here, reached a low of right around 38, nothing in the way of precipitation, and the sun is going to set for us at 7:19 p.m. Record low was recorded back in 1969 of 19 degrees. It's definitely not that cold, and the high is around the average, right at the average. Temperatures right now have dropped slightly, just 1 degree. We're at 56, mostly cloudy skies, and look at the winds right now blowing from the northwest at roughly 6 miles per hour. Futurecast model showing the clouds are going to start to somewhat build in, but we are going to see actually high pressure remaining control for tomorrow. Clearing skies as we make our way into the weekend, though. Humidity increasing from the west due to that frontal system making its way in here. You can already see the line of cloud cover that's already going to start making its way in here as we head into the Seattle area, as well as already reaching Yakima. This is Saturday, 6 p.m., making our way into Saturday morning, or Saturday midnight rather. You can see that showers into the Seattle area as well, with a few spots of mixed ice precipitation possible. Not likely, but that's what our model's picking up on. I'm thinking it's going to be more rain with colder temperatures. Here's a look at your forecast for tomorrow. We're going to see 60 degrees in Seattle, rain towards the coast, Long Beach 55, 62 for Yakima, mostly sunny. Taking a closer look for us here locally, in Ephrata 59, mostly cloudy skies, as well out towards Moses Lake 61. A very nice day Saturday, spotty clouds, mostly sunny, and we are going to see humidity will be on the rise. Taking a look at my extended outlook, and I'll show you your Easter forecast for you. Unfortunately, we are going to see a dip in the temperatures into the 57, but unfortunately for Sunday, Easter, 40% chance to see showers. If you're going to be outdoors, have your umbrella handy as you head out to different activities throughout the weekend. However, we are going to see partly cloudy skies and a dry pattern return as we make our way into next week, calling for mostly sunny skies for next week, as high pressure then takes control. As we can see, temperatures are generally going to be into the 60s. Lows are going to be around the normal for this time of year. Happy Easter, everyone. Sports is next.
You don't have to drive to Seattle for exceptional cancer care. Confluence Health's cancer program delivers world-class care close to home. We have a highly experienced oncology team in a state-of-the-art facility, and we're a member of the Seattle Cancer Care Alliance, which gives our patients access to world-renowned therapies developed at Fred Hutchinson, the University of Washington Medicine, and Seattle Children's. Together with the SCCA, we're delivering world-class cancer care close to home.
To save some energy, I've used Einstein's mass energy equivalence to design the haptic suits you see in front of you. They will maintain our core body temperature while we completely turn off our heat and air conditioning. With the money we save on our Grant PD bill, I'll be expecting that trip to Disneyland this year.
You don't need to be a super genius to save energy and money. Visit grantpud.org to learn how.
Hi. A local high school golfer has the opportunity of a lifetime in Southern California. Here's Bob Kirkpatrick with the story.
Kennedy Peters will be among a select group of golfers who are trying to qualify for the LPGA's first major of the year. Peters joins a field of 36 elite junior golfers, teeing it up at the ANA Junior Inspiration March the 28th at the Mission Hills Country Club in Rancho Mirage, California. All are in search of an opportunity to earn a spot and play alongside some of the best golfers in the world in the ANA Inspiration March 31st through April 3rd. Peters is one of a handful of players from across the country and the only golfer from Washington State participating in the prestigious event that had previously been limited to players from Southern California.
Hey Kennedy, congratulations on making the ANA Junior Inspiration. I can't wait to see you at Mission Hills.
She was thrilled to receive her invitation via video request from 2015 champion Brittany Lincecum.
I've always watched her and always loved her, and to see her win last year and then personally invite me was amazing.
Peters is a sophomore and a member of the Ephrata High School girls golf team. She earned the title of 2A girls state champion last year, so she's no stranger to pressure. But this is the biggest stage she has performed on to date, so nerves will be at a peak level. Staying focused, Peters said, is a top priority.
Well, golf is a very humbling sport, and it's just one of those things where if you hit a bad shot, it's only a small part of the round, and so you just have to keep going. And it's one of those things where you have to keep telling yourself, it's okay. You got this. You got this. It's, you keep moving forward from that shot.
The talented amateur plays to just under a 2 handicap and can knock the cover off the ball. A quality round will serve as a good measuring stick for Peters. A win in the Junior Inspiration could serve as a springboard to her dream of one day turning pro. It's a big challenge and one Peters says she's up for.
I think I've prepared all that I could. I have a few more days until I leave, just shining up a few of the edges and stuff, and so I think I'm ready.
It was a big game for Moses Lake Soccer, looking for a conference victory over a tough West Valley team.
It was a classic battle between two Big Nine opponents when Moses Lake and West Valley took to the pitch at Lions Field last night. The Rams got on the board first on a goal by Edgar Ramirez a little over 10 minutes into the fuss. Austin Strom was credited with the assist. The Chiefs got the equalizer off a rebound from forward Eric Vega midway through the first half. The second 40 minutes of the contest went without a goal, and the match went to a shootout. Moses Lake connected on 3 attempts. West Valley failed to get the ball past the Chiefs' keeper Eddie Reyes, and Moses Lake came away with a much-needed win to even their league record with a win and a loss in the standings. Moses Lake is back at it when the team hits the road Friday to Yakima to match up with the Eisenhower Cadets.
It was a doubleheader action for Ephrata's softball team as they hosted Grandview on the baseball diamond.
The Tiger Bats were popping in both games as the team combined for 39 runs off 22 hits. The Greyhounds didn't help their cause much at all, committing 14 errors on the day. Morgan Williams led Ephrata to a 12-2 win in Game 1, going 3 for 3 at the dish with 3 singles. The Tigers continued to roll in the nightcap, taking the contest 27-7. Ephrata held an 11-7 lead after 2 innings were in the books. The Tigers blew the game wide open with a 13-run third. Michaela Wood had the hot stick for Ephrata with 3 hits and 4 at-bats with 2 doubles. Williams and Wood tossed a couple of innings each in Game 2, giving up 7 runs between them off 3 hits, while striking out 5 and giving up 8 free passes. Ephrata's back on the diamond for a non-league twin bill at Cascade High in Leavenworth Saturday.
We'll be right back after this break.
Whether you're looking for a bigger car to support your growing family, a new truck for your business, or something to pull that toy of yours, we've got you covered at Barry Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Ephrata. Come see us today and learn why your family, friends, and neighbors buy their cars at Barry. On Basin Street for more than 35 years, and with locations in Moses Lake and Wenatchee, we are one great place to buy a car. Call or click 754-2411 or barrysaves.com.
We are real students, and this really is our college.
My dream will change the outcome of my life.
My college is allowing me to achieve my dream.
My dream is to be a pilot.
My dream is to be a nurse.
Only you can determine your dream. Big Bend will help you get there.
What's your dream?
Our next story is about a class offered by the WSU Extension Office in Moses Lake to help people at risk for diabetes develop a healthier lifestyle. Reporter Cameron Probert has the story.
The WSU Extension Office class is aimed at helping people at risk for adult onset diabetes. The Centers for Disease Control estimates 1 in 3 American adults have prediabetes. The condition puts people at risk for the disease, as well as heart disease and stroke. Roughly 10% of the pre-diabetic patients develop type 2 diabetes every year. Janelle Tadero, a nutrition educator for the Grant and Adams County Extension Office, wants to help people combat the condition. She is heading a year-long program for people looking to become healthier. Participants learn about eating healthier and exercise, as well as being able to share information with other participants.
We'll be talking about what they're eating. They'll keep food logs that we'll review each session, and we'll be talking about healthy, working more activity into their life, and talking about eating out, managing stress.
She pointed out most of the education about diet is aimed at training people to be aware of what they are eating.
Most of the food stuff has to do with just keeping track of what they're eating, just being very aware of all food and beverages that they're eating, and that alone goes a long way to helping.
Participants need to be classified as pre-diabetic. Risk factors for the disease include having a high weight for their height. The amount is measured using the body mass index, or BMI.
So the very first thing is we do want people who are classified as pre-diabetic, and to get that classification you might have been told that already by the doctor, or we have a 30-second quiz that people can take, and it's linked to BMI, family history, and so if there's strong enough family history and BMI, then they would qualify.
The quiz uses a combination of risk factors, including whether family members have type 2 diabetes, whether the person is between 45 and 65 years old, and the amount of exercise that a person does during the day. The class may be covered by a participant's insurance. The DARA said participants have the option to pay $450 for the class or apply for a scholarship. The Extension Office is also looking for businesses interested in offering the class to their employees. For more information about the class, contact Tadero at 509-765-2160. For iFIBER 1 News, this is Cameron Probert reporting.
We'll be right back.
Well, one thing I knew from being a patient myself was that a dental office is a scary place to come to. And so we wanted everything possible to make sure that our office is a comfortable place for our patients to visit. The patients that I have, my clients, have made me a part of this community, and we want to give back in every way possible.
Experience speed like never before when you connect to Grant PUD's high-speed network. Visit grantpud.org to learn more.
Welcome back. The next story is about Easter egg hunts throughout Grant County starting Friday night and continuing on Saturday. Reporter Joe Utter has the details.
Easter is on Sunday, and cities throughout Grant County have free Easter egg hunts planned on Friday and Saturday. Starting in Ephrata on Friday night, the city's Parks and Recreation Department hosts its annual flashlight Easter egg hunt at Lions Park starting at 8:30 p.m. The event is open to children in grades 5 through 12. Participants are asked to bring a flashlight and a bag or basket to carry their eggs. On Saturday, the Ephrata Rotary Club hosts their annual Easter egg hunt, also at Lions Park, for children up to 11 years old. The Easter Bunny will be on hand to give out goodies and will be available for pictures.
It's just a wonderful experience with the kids and being able to be here to where you can, of all the different age groups from 0 to 11 or 12, it's just everybody seems to enjoy it.
In George on Saturday, the Georgettes host an Easter egg hunt at the George Community Park, along with a bake sale at the George Community Hall located at 403 West Montmorency Boulevard. 2 Easter egg hunts are planned in Moses Lake on Saturday. The Moses Lake Lions Club hosts their annual citywide Easter egg hunt at McCosh Park starting at noon. Children ages 3 through 10 are divided by age groups before they start collecting eggs. The Easter Bunny will also be on hand during the event. The Moses Lake Sand Scorpions is hosting one of the largest Easter egg hunts in the county at noon at the Moses Lake Sand Dunes. More than 6,000 eggs will be hidden and prizes will be handed out. In Quincy, the Quincy Moose Lodge is holding its Easter egg hunt at East Park for children up to 4th grade on Saturday. 2 Easter egg hunts are planned for Soap Lake on Saturday. John's Foods Grocery Store hosts the Francis Asker Memorial Easter egg hunt at 7:30 a.m. for children through 3rd grade. The store is located at 115 Daisy Street. At 11 a.m., the Grant County Fire District Auxiliary hosts their Easter egg hunt at McKay Healthcare and Rehab Center, located at 127 2nd Avenue Southwest. The event is open to children 12 years old and younger. A complete list of Easter egg hunts in Grant County can be found online at iFIBER1.com. This is Joe Utter for iFIBER1 News.
Rounding out this week's news coverage is a story about a workshop held by Grant County PUD officials to discuss the future of their fiber optic program and wireless internet. Reporter Devin Higgins has the story.
It was a busy Monday for Grant PUD officials as they sat down for a 3-hour workshop regarding the future of the utility's fiber optic internet system and the ongoing construction of wireless internet hubs across Grant County. PUD Customer Service Representative Andrew Monroe said the utility is currently putting up 13 new wireless towers on the west side of Grant County and should have them running by the end of April. Monroe said the utility's emphasis on wireless over the fiber optic system for rural customers is more cost-effective for the PUD, and based on survey data, customers aren't interested in network expansion if it means a potential rate increase.
Again, we're going under the direction of our ratepayers in terms of what they're willing to pay to expand that network. We've done the customer satisfaction survey. 84% of our ratepayers are not willing to pay $5 or more extra to expand the network. So it's something to keep in mind that, hey, we're trying to balance all this, that we're trying to expand the network to make it available to essentially all the county residents. We want it to be reliable and be a quality product. And also, in terms of the affordability, we're constantly trying to balance those 3 items.
PUD officials said they'll be continuing to discuss the future of the network throughout this year. In Ephrata, Devin Higgins for iFIBER1 News.
That wraps up our weekend edition. iFIBER1 News will be back on Monday at 5 p.m. with the latest news from around the Columbia Basin. Thank you for watching.